Good morning and welcome to St Martin's Church in Fornham in Suffolk. Now today it's another sad one, but I have got a couple of able assistants. I'm not here on my own today. Now this is a very upsetting case of a lady who had her life taken from her at the hands of another. Now it's quite a complicated case, and some people might even think that the fella who got convicted of this crime was not guilty, and you'll find out why. I'll explain at the end. But anyway, what I shall do is I shall introduce you to a couple of people that have come with me today to assist. Now they have their own YouTube channel called Paranormal on the Go. I don't know, my mind just went blank. It's very early in the morning. Oh, and by the way, this is a beautiful church right behind me here. Yeah, I actually work with the fella Jake. He works at the same depot I work out of. And his lady friend, his girlfriend. So what I should do now is, before we get into this very, very sad story, I shall introduce you to them. And if you get a chance, go and check out their channel. Right, let's go and interview them quickly. Right, this is Jake, who I work with, works at the same depot as me, Candy. And they're both from Paranormal on the Go, so if you get a chance to, please check out their channel. I thoroughly enjoy it. Right, tell us a little bit about your channel, let people know what you do.
So Candy here, very shy, not talking at all. So basically, she from a very young age was into the paranormal. Me, not so much. I was about 50-50, I still am 50-50. But yeah, you've had a few experiences, haven't you? Like, I've had a few experiences.
Basically we go around to locations and see if we can find any hauntings. We don't use equipment or anything like that. We like to keep it real and raw.
And what kind of places do you go to?
So graveyards, such as what Darren does. We go to abandoned buildings, so we don't break into anywhere. Like, if there's no access, we don't go in. But yeah, it'll be
asylums,
like asylums, pubs,
churches if they're open,
abandoned pubs, hospitals. That the creepy ones are the asylums, though, to be fair.
ruins.
Yeah, ruins.
So that's Paranormal on the Go, so please check them out. Give them a go. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But if you do, please subscribe to their channel. Right, Candy, you are starting a new channel.
I am,
which
yes.
is more in line with what I do, sort of.
It's called Days of Darkness, and basically I'll be trying to cover some true crime, horror, and also a lot of history as well.
So there you go. There's no films on there at the moment, no videos on there at the moment. She's just literally about to start it. So remember that, Days of Darkness.
Days of Darkness.
Check that out, give it a couple of weeks, give her a chance to get a couple of videos on there. But anyway, Jake, Candy, thank you very much.
No worries.
I shall,
Thanks for having us.
No problem. I shall now get on with this sad story I've got to tell now.
Yes.
So, yeah, please.
It's a good one, guys, so do watch this one.
Yeah. Check out Paranormal on the Go and Days of Darkness when she gets some videos on there. Right, I shall crack on and tell this story. But thank you. Right,
Thank you.
no problem. Well, that was Jake and Candy from Paranormal on the Go. Now, I wouldn't normally introduce them. Now, they're not here to do any paranormal research or anything. They basically just came along here to assist me and for me to give them a little shout out on my channel, which I have now done. Right, let's get on with the business at hand here now. Let's have a look around this very beautiful little churchyard while I tell you about our unfortunate victim, Dawn Walker. Dawn Walker was born on the 26th of December 1967. As she grew up, she became obsessed with fitness. She would always be outside, either walking or on runs in and around her local community. She would often engage in the physically demanding sport of rock climbing and would attend a gymnasium once a day and even did scuba diving, hoping to one day become a teacher of the underwater activity. She had very little time to do much else, as she also worked full-time with a local printing company. Her employer described her as a hard worker who was popular among her colleagues. In 2005, Dawn was living alone in Oak Close, Fornham, St Martin, a small village just outside Bury St Edmunds in Suffolk. She had had several boyfriends over the years and was currently in a relationship with 45-year-old Kevin Nunn. They lived separately but had maintained their relationship for 2 years. On the 3rd of February 2005, when Dawn had failed to turn up for work for 2 consecutive days, her employer reached out to her emergency contact, Kevin Nunn, to find out where she was. The next day, 4th of February 2005, Kevin reported her missing to the police. At around 5 p.m. on the same day, a woman and her daughter were walking along a footpath next to the River Lark when they stumbled across the body of a partially clothed and badly burned body. They immediately informed the police. After arriving at the scene, the police used the printing company logo on a hooded sweatshirt found at the scene to help identify the body. It didn't take long to discover that it was that of missing 37-year-old Dawn Walker. 75% of the body had evidence of burning and had been put through abusive and vindictive acts of degradation. Hair from her body parts had been shaved, and there were signs that indicated she was moved and immersed in water at some point. Though the medical examiners found traces of sperm on her body, it didn't yield any results due to a lack of technological advancements at the time. With no conclusive cause of death or immediate evidence in sight, the authorities set up a team of officers and launched an investigation to find whoever was responsible for the murder of Dawn Walker. Dawn had last been seen at her home on the night of the 2nd of February 2005 with her boyfriend Kevin Nunn. Police discovered that the couple had in fact recently broken up, so their suspicions became focused on him. They discovered that Dawn had put an end to their relationship owing to his demeanour. It was alleged that he was a jealous person, which was on full display when he used to follow her when she was out and spy on her from his car when she was at home. To make matters worse, Kevin allegedly also checked Dawn's phone, questioned her whereabouts and who she met, and had a duplicate key to her house in order to gain access when she wasn't at home. Given his controlling nature, Dawn had decided to break up with him and rekindle her relationship with an old flame. This allegedly caused a raging reaction from Kevin, and there were reports of them arguing outside her house on the last night she was seen alive. Kevin Nunn was arrested and eventually charged with the murder of his former girlfriend. The trial began in 2006 and lasted for 6 weeks. The prosecution claimed that Kevin had committed the murder in a fit of rage that very night or in the early hours of the following morning. He didn't stop there, as he took the 37-year-old's body to Ducksluice Farm in Fornham Park, Bury St Edmunds, and taped it to railings. Here he doused it with petrol and set it on fire. It was suggested that he then disposed of the body, leaving it to be discovered on the footpath next to the River Lark. The defence put forward several arguments against the prosecution. They claimed that the semen samples found on Dawn's body could not possibly have come from Kevin, as he had undergone a vasectomy. Moreover, Kevin even claimed that the real perpetrator must be another man with whom Dawn was involved in a relationship. Despite all the arguments presented in the court in November 2006, the jury returned with a verdict: guilty. 53-year-old Kevin Nunn was sentenced to life in prison with a recommendation that he serve a minimum of 22 years behind bars. In May 2012, Kevin Nunn appealed to have his case reopened, and in the following months, his family asked the Supreme Court to allow evidence retests. These appeals were rejected. Dawn Walker was laid to rest in St Martin's churchyard in Fornham, St Martin, Suffolk, which is where we are today. Well, that is all the information I could get on Dawn Walker. Now, this was an absolutely disgusting case again. I mean, she was possibly beaten to death. There was actually never an actual cause of death stated, but in all likelihood she was probably beaten to death, stripped naked, shaved, taped to railings where the body was then set ablaze, covering 75% of her body in burns. Her body was then redressed and dumped on a pathway by the river to be discovered by her mum and her daughter. Disgusting. Now, a neighbour claimed to have seen him and a colleague of hers moving something out of her house, something heavy wrapped up, prior to her body being discovered. Now, this fellow was never actually convicted of any crime. The judge decided that there was not enough evidence and discontinued his case. Whereas Mr. Nunn possibly got what he deserved. Now, he did put in for an appeal, and he claimed that semen found on the body could not have been his because of a vasectomy he had had. And obviously, back in those days, genetics weren't as good as they are now. So I think they should be tested. The semen should be tested. The police did say something about, or it was claimed, I don't know if it was the police actually, but it was claimed that the semen found on her body could have come from using a towel in the ladies' locker room at the gymnasium she frequented. Now, what would men's semen be doing in a ladies' locker room at the gym? Maybe they're doing a few exercises that they're not supposed to be doing in that gymnasium, but all they've got to do is test it. If it's his DNA, then he hasn't got a leg to stand on. If it isn't his DNA, then I think questions need to be asked. But anyway, her final resting place is just up here in front of me. So what I should do is I shall spin you around and we'll go and have a look at it together. Yes, just over here. I walked into this churchyard this morning when it was pitch black. I did consider actually filming my first nighttime video, but in the end I decided against it. I waited for it to become daylight. That way we get a better look at the headstone as well. But here it is. This is the final resting place of Dawn Walker. Forever friends, Dawn Walker, born 26th of December 1967, died tragically February 2005, aged 37. Loving memories from mum and sisters, now together with her dear mum, Jean Ann, born 28th of February 1950, died 13th of November 2011. That is the final resting place of Dawn Walker. Well, that was the final resting place of Dawn Walker. Now, I know it was another sad one. I do apologise. But a lot of my viewers actually like these crime ones, and they tend not to so much watch the videos about celebrities, oddly enough. But anyway, thank you all so very, very, very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I've just hit my 5,000 subscriber mark, which is what my goal was when I first started this channel. So once again, thank you all very, very much for your loyalty and continuing to watch my videos. I really do appreciate it. Anyway, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, maybe consider subscribing. Let's see if we can get it up to 6,000, shall we? If you haven't already subscribed, then maybe consider it. And if you do subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you will be notified whenever I upload a new video, which is always, well, nearly always, on a Sunday at 7 PM UK time. Anyway, that's it. That's me, Darren, from St Martin's Church in Fornham in Suffolk. I'll see you all on the next one. So bye bye for now.